Hi everyone, this is Felipe, and on this video I'm going to show you how to create a simply supported beam on Strand7, how to apply loads, and at the end, how to see the internal actions. Okay, when you create a new model on Strand7, it is going to ask you what are the units. So length, I'm going to leave in meters, stress in MPa, and force in kilonewtons. Hit OK. And before we get hands-on the modeling, I'm going to change a few settings on Strand7 so it is as close as possible to AutoCAD settings. So if I click here on the engine, view settings, I'm going to change the background. So in these two boxes here, pre-processing and post-processing, I'm going to untick gradient. Okay. Next setting you're going to find here on the Strand7 drop-down list. Preferences. You're going to click here in 2D mouse in visual tab, and I'm going to change the roller settings to the third option here, pans. So it is going to be similar to what you have on AutoCAD, and the roller is going to act as the pan, so it's going to help you out navigating through the model. Clicking OK. In one last setting, you're going to click here on the engine, entity display settings. This setting has to do with the nodes. I want the nodes to be as big as possible. So I put here number 5, and I want to see the node number. Click here in labels, node number, hit OK. All right, we are ready to go. So if you click here on insert, node, and for the sake of this analysis, we're just going to do work on X and Y axis. You're going to untick Z axis. So our first node is going to be 0, 0. So apply. And we're going to do a 5 meter beam. So in X axis, we're going to put 5. Hit apply. And there you go. Okay, so before we create our beam, we're gonna set the properties of the beam. If you click here, global, properties, on the new sheet, you're gonna define the new beam properties. So Strand7 has a library where you can just import the beam properties that you want. So in this case, we're gonna do that. So click here, and there are two ways of doing that, like BSL, which is beam section library, the simplified method, and there is the detailed geometry one. So let's go with detailed. I'm here in Australia. Let's use a 610 UB 101. So import, assign, that's it, done. If you double click here in beam property 1, let's just change to the beam name. So 610 UB 101. Okay. Then we can close this window and we can create our beam. So click here in insert element. I'm going to click here on the first node and then on the second node, and that's it. That's done. And as you can see, you have here like the shape of the beam modeled. But I don't want that. Like I just want to see like a line element. So for you to change that, you click here on the engine again, entity display settings, line, and on style, I'm gonna choose option number 1, line, and hit OK. Okay, so next step would be like to attribute the boundary conditions. So I'm gonna click here, attributes, and on the node, we're gonna click here in restraint. So we're working on like X and Y. So I wanna have like a pin connection. So I'm gonna restrain in X and Y. I'm gonna apply node number 1, node number 2, So at the left hand corner here, like we can find the number of nodes selected. So the 2 nodes, and I'm gonna hit apply. So Strand7 represents with these little magenta lines the restraints in both axes. For me, they are quite small. I'm going to show you how to make them bigger. You click here in Settings, Attribute Display Settings, Node, Restraint, and then just make this one here as big as possible. Hit OK, and there you go. You can see that node number 1 and node number 2 are restrained in X and Y axis. Now we're going to tell Strand7 that we're doing a 2D beam analysis using X and Y axis. We go here to Cases, Freedom, and we're going to click here, 2D beam XY. If you're using different axes, it is the same principle. You just click here if you're doing a Y and Z plane analysis, and you click here if you're doing a ZX beam analysis. Next one would be load. We're going to tell Strand7 what are the load cases. We're going to double click here on load case 1. We're going to call G, which is going to be our dead load. Click on the new load case again. Double click to rename. I'm going to call Q for live load. I'm here in Australia. I'm going to use AS 1170.0, and I'm going to run the first 2 combinations from the standard, 1.35G and 1.2G plus 1.5Q. So going back to Strand, we're going to click here in combination, and we're going to insert a combination here. If you double click here on combination case, I'm going to type here 1.35G. And in here are the factors. So I'm going to put here 1.35. If I click here, I'm going to add another combination. It's going to be 1.2G plus 1.5Q. So here for G, I'm going to add a factor of 1.2. And for live load 1.5. Done. Okay, let's go back to the modeling. Click here in Visual. Save changes to combination data, yes. And we are ready to apply loads on this beam. So if we're going to apply loads here on the beam, we can click here in beam, like attributes, beam. We're going to find here distributed load, force global. So I click there on global, so I'm going to use our axis X and Y as a reference. I'm going to type here 5 kilonewtons with a negative sign. So it's going to be a downwards force, like a downwards UDL of 5 kilonewtons per meter. And now I'm going to select the beam, hit apply, and that's it. So the 5 kilonewtons per meter has been applied under the load case G. So if I change here the load case to case number 2, which is live load, I can put here a different value, let's say 2.5 kilonewtons. You can also see that here we have like values A and B. So this is in percentage. If I want it to start 1 meter from the left hand side, I'm just going to type here 1/5 or 0.2. If I select the beam, apply the load, there you go. That's it. That's apply the load 1 meter from node number 1. But if that's not the intention, you can click again on the beam and delete the load. And when you do that, it's just going to delete the load under that load case, under the load case Q. I'm gonna zero this one here, and I want to apply over the full length of the beam. Apply. So we can see here with this dark yellow line that load has been applied, but we just don't know how much has been applied. For you to see that the values, you click here in settings, attribute display settings, line, distributed force, and you double click here in value. Once the tick is there, okay, and you can see the value here. It has been applied under the load case Q, 2.5 kilonewtons meter. And if you go to G, you can see it. Now we're ready to run the model. We click here, solvers, linear static, solve. And it's gonna ask you where do you want to save the model. I've already saved, so you just click yes. And at this window, it's gonna say if there are any mistakes on your model in here. So 0 errors, close. And you click up here in this folder with the colors. Double click here, linear static analysis. Generate combinations, yes. And for you to see the diagrams, you click here in settings, diagrams, principle, and you keep playing here. If you want to see the bending moment diagram, like I'm just seeing now, click here in bending. Or if you want to see the shear force, apply. And right up here, it is showing the results for load combination 1.2G plus 1.5Q. But if you want to see the results for the shear force for a combination 1.35G, you click here. And even for the load cases, it showed the results as well. So if you go back to settings, click here. And now let's say that you want to check deflection. You're going to click here, contour, displacement, global and dy. Okay. And then on your left hand side, you're going to find here, color coded, the deflections along the length of the beam. And your greatest deflection, it is at mid-span. As you can see here in dark blue, the result is 0.000481 meters. Remember that at the beginning of the video, we set the length units in meters. And if you want to check the deflected shape, you click here in scale. And there are different methods. You click here 5%. You see how it is deflecting. Here 50% is going to deflect even more. Let's set 0. There is another way for you to check deflections, and it is by creating graphs. You click here in graphs. I'm going to put a name here, deflection dy. I'm going to click here, quantity, node, displacement, global and dy. The position, you're going to click here, retrieve point number 1. There. And it's going to ask you now for point number 2. Now let's go to ribbon case. And here you're going to check like the combinations and the load cases that you want to see it plotted. Let's just stick with these two. Click OK. And here you can see the deflected shape along the beam. If you bring the cursor of your mouse close to the line, let's say to the dark blue line here, you can see that this is the result for combination 1.35G. And the red line here, it is for combination 1.2G plus 1.5Q. Close the window. And for today, guys, like this is the end. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.